It's 9:15 now, and plenty happened during the week of the DNC, and it's bound to leave lasting effects behind. For instance, the big clash in Golden when journalists from the Middle Eastern-based Al Jazeera English network were invited to a get-to-know-you barbecue, causing quite an uproar. Al Jazeera English is still here wrapping up their DNC coverage today. Their goal is to learn more about us, and for us to learn more about them.
And I look forward to seeing you there. God bless you.
Al Jazeera and Al Jazeera English are two separate networks, but both are here covering an election everyone is watching. I spoke with Julian Ingle, who's an international correspondent with Al Jazeera English.
We have a big drive this year to cover more American stories, and that's why we've placed a big team here for the US elections. It's very important because we want to show how democracy in America works, and we want to show that to the rest of the world.
Al Jazeera English has broadcast centers in Washington, D.C., London, and Kuala Lumpur. With 1 billion viewers worldwide, Al Jazeera English, along with CNN International and the BBC, make up the world's top 3 global networks. But a lot of Americans confuse Al Jazeera English with its sister network. Some fear Al Jazeera English is linked to the Arab language Al Jazeera, accused in the past of giving airtime to terrorists.
It's a myth, for example, that we've shown beheadings. Al Jazeera has never shown a beheading. We're not linked to any terrorists at all. We just do our job, and we do our job well, and people have to watch us, and they will soon learn. One
thing that may surprise some is that anchors and correspondents at Al Jazeera English come from around the globe, from Australia to Canada, including Canada's Kimberly Halkett, several former CNN anchors, and former U.S. Marine Corps captain and CENTCOM spokesman Josh Rushing, who is a correspondent. Al Jazeera English journalist in Denver covering the DNC had one location set up at the Buffalo Rose in Golden. They were promptly uninvited to a barbecue to be hosted at the home of the city manager. While the invitation was personal and not officially extended by the city, some angry residents suspicious of Al Jazeera's connections demanded the barbecue be canceled, and it was by the city manager. The city issuing this statement: while the city of Golden acknowledges that many people have strong feelings about Al Jazeera English, our city government will respect every news organization's First Amendment rights. While the city manager had only the best interest of Golden in mind when he offered his home, he understands that the community often does not differentiate between his choices as a private citizen and those he makes as a representative of the city. Still, others have since come forth to invite Al Jazeera English journalists to get-togethers planned elsewhere.
And what happened in Golden, yes, it's a shame, but we're still glad to be in Golden. And I wanted to capture the spirit of a small town and how small town America is how the election is playing out in a small town America.
With the close of the convention, Al Jazeera English's journalists continue on to the next big story, well aware of the challenges they face in the United States and other countries around the world.
So I think if people gave us the chance and watched our channel, it would make such a difference because they'd actually see that we are an unbiased and objective news channel like any other international news channel.
The city of Golden wants to stay out of this at this point. They didn't initiate any invitation to Al Jazeera in the first place, and they welcomed their right to be here to cover the election as journalists. And they, said that it was necessary to have the change of venue for the barbecue for that reason. But otherwise, it's water under the bridge now. Al Jazeera has met some wonderful people here in Golden, here in Colorado, and they're very happy and feel very fortunate to have come to Colorado and enjoyed their stay here.
Yeah, amazing all the media that was here, various types of media. When you go into the Pepsi Center, it's just incredible from all over the world.
And several people in Golden stepped up and said, hey, come to our backyard. We'll have the barbecue over here. So it was a good experience in the end.